Meditech orientation for nursing, bedside medication verification and documentation. Patient verification is the first step to administering medication. The patient's wristband must be scanned. If the patient is not scanned first, the pop-up box shown here will appear as a reminder. Patient Verified will display in the top left corner of the panel after scanning the patient's wristband. Prior to administration of a medication on the inpatient units, medications must be acknowledged. Acknowledge medications from the eMAR by clicking on the word Unacknowledged and selecting Acknowledge Order from the drop-down box. When acknowledging medications, you are confirming and recognizing that a medication has been ordered and is appropriate for this patient's care. Meds that are not acknowledged when scanned will present with a hard stop, preventing the administration until acknowledgement has been completed. I will now review the steps for administering medications. I will first administer Lopressor. Notice that this medication was due 39 minutes ago. This time displays in black because it is within the 1-hour window that is allowable before this medication would be a late administration. At 61 minutes, this time would appear in red and display the amount of time that is past due. As a reminder, the first step will always be to scan your patient's wristband. When the medication is scanned, you will be directed to the medication administration page. This page will allow you to verify the dose being administered, the scheduled date and time, the administration date and time. Other items that may display here include associated data and protocol. Select the OK tab once you have completed a review of the information on this page. The barcode icon and date and time of administration will appear in green when you have returned to the eMAR. This indicates that you are ready to proceed with another medication, or if this is the only medication to be given, you can select OK. This screen allows the summary of administrations and edits performed during this session. Select Save after your final review. You will be directed to scan your red badge. When scanning the red badge, you are confirming that you are the person administering the selected medication or medications and is a requirement of the Ohio Board of Pharmacy. Once you have completed all steps, notice the date, time, and dose given to the patient will display. As previously stated, medications will appear on the MAR in the order of next due, followed by PRN medications, and then discontinued meds. The medication administration process is quite consistent in that you will always scan the patient, scan the medication or medications to be given, and finally your red badge. Many safety features have been put into place to prevent medication errors at administration. The most important step for you as a user is follow the administration policy and to read and understand the pop-up boxes as they appear. Within the medication cell, you will find instructions for giving the medication, such as if a single dose or capsule is needed, a multiple pill, or splitting of a dose. If an oral medication dose requires more than one pill, after scanning the first pill, you will be directed to Scan List for the medication administration screen. Scan the second pill here. Once the ordered dose has been satisfied, you will be directed to the Admin section of the medication administration page and can proceed as previously instructed. Select OK and complete the administration or scan the next medication to be administered. Some medications to be given will require that you manually enter the dose to match the ordered dose. Once you have scanned the medication, you will be directed to the Scan List Medication Administration screen. Select the Admin tab to enter the correct dose that will be given to the patient as ordered. Click on the Enter Admin Dose and enter the correct dose that will be given to the patient. Select OK and complete the administration, or scan the next medication to be administered. Medications that are going to be given prior to the scheduled date and time, or are being administered past the scheduled date and time, will present with a warning when scanned. Verify that you agree with the date and time of the dose being administered prior to moving past this warning box. If you agree with the date and time, select Yes. If you have scanned this medication in error, select No to return to the eMAR to review the selection. Documentation is also part of the eMAR. The methods of documentation are the same as the plan of care: free text, point and click, and number entry. Some of the items that will be documented include vital signs, pain assessments, location of infusion, and medication stop times. Any documentation that is required to be addressed will begin with an asterisk. If not entered, a pop-up box will display that required information has not been entered and must be filled in to file the assessment. Two ink pens side by side in the icon section of the medication cell indicate that a cosigner is required when administering this medication. If a cosigner is required, at the Summary of Medication Administration section, a box will appear for the cosigner information to be entered. Cosigning provider is entered either by scanning the red badge or keying in the user's Meditech mnemonic. The PIN is the 4-digit number that has been assigned for that same user. Medications that are not given for any reason must still be documented on the eMAR with a reason code for the non-administration. Click on the comment icon to display the reason the medication was held. To document a medication as not given, click on the cell of the date and time that you would like to document as not given. From the drop-down box, click on the words Not Given. Select from the drop-down box a non-admin reason, or free text the reason using limited characters. Displaying here is only the beginning of the non-admin reasons. Use the scroll bar to see additional responses. After choosing the reason for non-administration reasoning, select OK and complete the documentation as previously instructed. You will still be required to scan your red badge for not given medications, including insulin due to sliding scale hold parameters. Documentation within the eMAR. Some items must be documented on the eMAR that do not require administration of a medication. These include pain reassessments and medication stop times. These items will appear on the status board just as next due medications appear. To document these assessments, you will need to click on the cell for the date and time to be documented and select Document from the drop-down box. Since no medication is involved in the process, it will not be necessary for you to scan your red badge. Clicking the cell and selecting Document will automatically direct you to the flow sheet of the medication administration page. Here, you will document necessary information for that particular medication. After entering information, select OK and complete the documentation as previously instructed. Since no medication is actually involved in the process, it will not be necessary for you to scan your red badge. Medication stop times will appear in the same manner as pain reassessments. To document these assessments, you will need to click on the cell for the date and time to be documented and select Document from the drop-down box. Since no medication is involved in this process, it will not be necessary for you to scan your red badge. After stop time has been entered, the time will display as shown here.